Hello, welcome to the Communicators on Communication Synopsis, fellow students. My name is Amber Johnson, and I am a 2021 graduate in the Communications Department at Lincoln University. I'm here with Miss Shawn Zanotti, and she will be explaining to you guys what her works include.
Hi, Amber. How are you today?
Hello, I'm fine.
I'm so glad to be here with you and all of the students at the Fabulous University. I am a publicist. I own a business here in Los Angeles, a public relations company called Exact Publicity. I've been doing this and running this company for the past 13 years. Started the company in Chicago and then eventually expanded out here to Los Angeles. And we do a little bit of everything. We do general PR, we do social media marketing, we do influencer management and engagement. We just recently we're launching a podcast, so that is new for us. And so we're in the mix. We work with athletes, entertainers, entrepreneurs, and brands and help them accentuate their message and get their message out there. And then we also do damage control. So I'm so glad to be here with you. And congratulations on.
Thank you, and we're so glad to have you too.
Thank you. Thanks so much. I'm glad to be here.
So, can you tell us how did you get your college education to prepare you for your career?
So, my college education, I went to Hampton University. I am a proud
HU.
Yes, I am a proud HBCU graduate, which is in Hampton, Virginia. And I wanted to be a news reporter. That's what I wanted to be as a child. And so I knew I wanted to go into communications. And I majored in broadcast communications. And I started off my career as a news reporter. So I was reporting on the news for many years and then left this news business and switched over to PR.
Did you start off in your home state?
No, I started off reporting the news in South Carolina. And I did that for, I guess about 7 years in total. And then I left there, moved back to Chicago, which is where I'm from, and started my PR company and grew the PR company. I'm from in Chicago, born and raised in Chicago. Chicago is my base. And then I expanded out here to Los Angeles. It's been about 3-4 years now.
If you were to drop any gems for anyone that was interested in your field, what would you tell them?
Oh, that's a good question. I would tell a person to be patient. This business, the PR business, you got to have patience with it. You got to work contacts and build contacts. So I would suggest early on trying to get in with a public relations firm that's solid and where you can intern and get some experience. And then, hopefully then try to, work your way up to a position, either there or someplace else with someone that you trust that's really good in the business. The goal as a publicist, or if you're interested in getting in the PR field, especially, my realm, sports, entertainment, business to business, PR, you got to have solid contacts. And that comes just over time. So don't expect to graduate college and then hit the ball running and, everything is going to be perfect. Do realize it's going to be some highs, it's going to be some lows, it's going to be a lot of growing, but that growing part is going to prepare you for the rest of the part of your life. So, it's a grind at first, but it's a grind. This is huge on communications, on how you deal with people, how you build relationships, and how you allow those to grow. And that's only going to come with you getting out there, getting the experience, and just doing it.
Do you say that was your biggest obstacle in being who you are today?
Ooh, my biggest obstacle. You know what? My biggest obstacle was learning how to adjust to failures. You graduate and you're in that space right now, and all of your classmates. So when you're in college, you think, "Oh my God, life is going to be great." You're smooth sailing. You may not say, but that's what you believe, and that it's a beautiful way to think. But then life happens, and when life happens, sometimes there's some roadblocks. And I think for me, it was learning how to get through the roadblocks and climbing over the roadblocks. So then you go through so many roadblocks, the older you get and the more experience you get, that you start to, it's like a, you push back with each one. And so you're like, oh, I got this. I'm okay. And then it's a different level of flow. So I don't know. I would say that's probably that, just learning how to grow and grow with the obstacles, and realizing that it's really the obstacles that come up. They're the best. It's the best way of learning. It's the best
Yes, it's the best
experience.
learning experience. I
Absolutely.
completely agree. Like it's kind of just like walking blindly and just like letting everything just follow your way and just like, going with the flow.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I get it.
That's my word. I tell people all the time, just flow. Flow
Yes,
in
I get it.
your space, flow in your spirit, flow in the moment, flow. And if you can just always remember, even when you're anxious, just tell yourself, flow, just flow. Just take a second and flow. It will change that moment of what you're dealing with at that time.
Right, and that's some pretty good advice. Was it a moment that you wanted to change your career or decide that this is not what you wanted to do?
Yeah. Oh my gosh, I have plenty of moments like that. I've been doing PR for 13 years. So there's many times where I'm like, okay, I just can't do this anymore. And here's what's interesting about me. I'm very spiritual. So I'm spiritually led. I speak on that all the time. Whenever I get to moments with running this company where I'm like, you know what, that's it. I can't do it. I can't handle it. I'm going to do something different. God always blesses me with a different client. It's always something else that comes on with that's related to PR whenever I get to those moments in life. So I take that as a way, as a reminder to me to say, you're doing what you're supposed to do. Keep flowing, keep going, keep going. So that's just, it's just life. But yeah, there have been times there I'm sure there'll be many more times. I don't expect it to be smooth sailing, and don't expect it to be smooth sailing. There are times when you feel that way. The key is to decide, do I stay or do I go? And for me, it's always been I stay. Exact Publicity, the PR company is like my baby. It's my child. I birthed it. I've sowed so much and so much time into the company that I couldn't just walk away. For me, it's my way of blessing other people. It's my way of helping people. It's my way of taking someone's message and getting it out to the public. My biggest joy with PR is not what people is it's taking someone's vision and getting it out to the masses, and then sitting back and watching that happen. That for me is just everything, to be able to fulfill someone's dream or whatever it is that they desire, and know that I'm part of that, is everything. And so for me, it's a company, but it's more so a passion, and even more so to me, just it's what I'm supposed to be doing.
Right, true passion. I get it. Um, what accomplishments are you most proud of and why?
Being a mom. I'm a mom. And you know what? That's the best title for me. You see how my voice changed when I said that? It's,
Yes, it sounds so motherly.
oh my God, my son is my world. He's 14, and he's my everything. But that's probably my greatest title is mom. And that's my greatest joy.
Yes, and kids change you as a person. I'm a mom too. I have
Yeah, oh my
two
God.
kids.
Oh, do you?
Yes, I have a 5 year old and a 4 month old.
Oh my goodness. Well, congratulations. You have a big family.
Yes, yes, already.
That's
um, so, what advice would you give those who are struggling to um, get into this career as a sports agent?
Okay, so if someone wants to get into a career of a sports agent, I would suggest the same thing. I would suggest finding someone that you can be a mentor, that someone that can be, I'm sorry, finding someone who could be a mentor for you. So when I was in college, I was interning. I was constantly looking for um, a mentor, someone who can help me. I'm still looking for that. I'm always you gotta always expand your horizons, and keep that circle tight where you're able to grow. And so I think it's important to find a mentor that can help you. And I think that it's important gain some experience. I cannot stress enough internships or entry level positions if that's what it takes to get the experience. And one thing I want to mention to all the college students is to take away out of your mind the financial part of how much money you have to make in order to do X, Y, and Z job. And if you can remove that and go forward with thinking about what kind of experience will I get by being at X, Y, and Z place. And if the experience is amazing, take the opportunity. I think so often, myself included, I had to learn it's not about the money. Money is one thing, but the experience that you get and the relationships that you can garnish at the right place with the right people is, you can't put a price tag on it. So find your circle, look for your circle, be hungry if this is what you want to do, and allow people to enter in your space and help you along the way.
Okay. So, what would you say was your most memorable experience you ever had since being a PR agency?
Oh, you got some good questions for me. My most memorable experience. Um,
Because I've seen you work with a lot of people. You've done All Star Weekend. You
I
worked with Dwayne Wade. You work with some NFL players.
yeah. I don't like to call out people's names of favorites because honestly, every client has taught me something. Um, so I would say it's probably not the experience of a person because I don't want to leave anyone out or exclude someone. I would say I learned the most. You asked me what am I most proud of?
What is your most memorable experience?
My most memorable. It's probably my first All-Star. Let's go there because my very first NBA All-Star was actually in LA. And I mean, gosh, it was probably maybe 8 years ago now. And it was that was my first time really stepping out more on a national scale of planning an event. We had a series of NBA players. I think it was, who was on that one? I think it was Dwayne Wade, Derrick Rose, Tyreek Evans. We had a nice lineup of people, but it
Was
was
that the year Miami won?
oh my gosh, I don't remember who, because when I'm in it and I'm planning something, I'm like in it and I'm planning it. And we were stuffing gift bags and we had great sponsors. And I remember that experience because I mean it was sold out. It was a sold out venue. And it was my first time seeing all of that in that magnitude happen. And it was under my company. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this is great. I remember that experience. I think the first of firsts are always very special to me. The first time I'm able to do something. And then honestly, to be completely transparent, every single time I'm working with a client and then I see the vision happen, that's an experience for me. That's what I take in. That's what I like. That's what keeps me grinding. That's what motivates me. It's literally every single client and watching the vision happen, watching it come into fruition, and knowing that I put the pieces together to make it happen with whatever media outlets, whatever type of branding needed to happen to make it happen. Those are the experiences that I take with me.
Okay. And my final question is, what inspired you to get into this field?
Well, my original inspiration was to be a reporter, to be a news reporter, and that was just what I've always wanted to do. I would sit as a kid with a toothbrush in the mirror and pretend like the toothbrush was my microphone, and I was reporting the news. And so I would pretend like I was interviewing someone at my family functions. This is just kind of what I did, and it's always what I wanted to do. And then a lot of times, most people who are in the PR industry have some form of journalism background, whether it's newspaper or print, or for me it was broadcast. So I knew at some point I would venture into the PR world. And I ventured in, and I thought it would be temporarily, and it turned into being 13 years of me doing this. So, I enjoy it. I'm still able to tell stories. So I'm a publicist, but I think like a reporter still. I cover the story as I'm putting it out to the
You
media.
try to get the big story yourself first.
Yes. And
I
then ask myself, how would I cover this story? If I were in the newsroom, what would I do? And when I answer that question, I write out that press release or I put the pieces together. That's how I get the person their media attention.
Wow. Well, you sound very inspirational. I hope everybody takes from this interview and get a feel from you, and like hopefully they can be inspired to live the same life that you're leading. And I thank you. I appreciate this interview and this time very much. And
Oh, you're so welcome. Thank you for having me. If there's anything that I can do to help you or your classmates, feel free to reach out to me. You guys can reach out to me on Instagram, which is that's the social media platform that I'm actually engaged in, which my handle is Publicist Shawn, Publicist Shawn, SHAWN. If it's a question you may want to ask, I'm not looking for any interns. I don't have any availability for interns. But if it's something like that, or if you have a question in the industry, don't feel like I don't have anyone that can help or I have no one I can ask. Use me as a resource. I'm here. I'm available. I'm not the one that says I can't be accessible for people. I am accessible. So reach out.
thank you. Thank you for that. We appreciate it.
You're so welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
This next stage of your journey.
Yes, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Okay, and I thank you again.
You're so welcome. Thank you, honey. Have a good day.
You too.
Bye bye.
Bye.